has been divided historically into 4 ages, and they are called yugas. We have the present age is Kali Yuga, and it comprises of 432,000 years. The second age is Dwapar Yuga, which is twice the period of Kali Yuga, 864,000 years. And similarly, Treta Yuga is 3 times, and Satyuga is 4 times, 1,728,000 years. These 4 ages or yugas together are referred to as Chaturyug. Chaturyug multiplied 71 times is equal to another time dimension which is referred to as a Manvantar. A Manvantar is 306,730,000 years. Multiply this time period with the figure 14, and this is equal to 12 hours of Brahma, the creator. This is called Kalpa. How long is a Kalp? A Kalp is 4,294,080,000 years. That's how long 12 hours of Brahma is. I think your mind must be reeling with all these figures that you're listening to. But look at what these evolutionists and geologists say. It's all guesswork, and they keep changing. In fact, Darwin's theory of evolution was not accepted even in his own time. His followers made fun of his theory. Do you know that Darwin himself admitted that his theory had loopholes which he had filled with guesswork? Although his theory promotes atheism, yet Darwin himself agreed that there is need of a guiding intelligence in the evolutionary process. His own son, George Darwin, declared in 1905. He said that this creation is still as mysterious even today as it was before, in spite of all the progress that science has made. Every investigation that science makes brings them face to face with more and more puzzles. The world that we can see with our naked eye is very, very small. And astronomy has extended this vast universe into infinity, where distance is measured in terms of light years. Once upon a time, people believed that this world, this earth planet, is at the center of the entire creation. But you know, that is not true at all. In fact, this earth is one of the smallest planets. It's only 7,913 miles end to end. And there are constellations like the Centaurus, which is 450 million miles. How vast this universe is. The light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach this earth. And the distance between the sun and the earth is 93 million miles. The distance between the earth and the moon is 238,000 miles, and the moonlight takes just 1.25 seconds to reach this earth. But do you know that there are galaxies from where the light takes thousands and thousands of light years to reach this earth? Incredible, isn't it? The Hubble Space Telescope has found a galaxy whose light will take 14 billion light years to reach this earth. Unimaginable. How vast this universe is according to science. Now let us find out what the scriptures say. Sankhya chet rajasamasti na vishvanam kadachana brahma vishnu shivadinam tatha sankhya na vidyate. Devi Bhagavat Puran. It may well be possible to count the grains of sand on this earth. Do you want to do it? I'm sure you wouldn't. It's impossible. But suppose it is possible. Let us suppose a person can count all the grains of sand on this earth. The Devi Bhagavat Puran says, but it is impossible to count the countless universes. When you listen to this, then obviously all this boast about the achievements of science today seems empty. We realize the littleness of the human intellect considering the vastness of this universe and how little we know. So these mechanistic, materialistic views of creation, they are unacceptable and absurd. Let me give you an example so that you can understand how ridiculous these explanations of creation are. Once a teacher who ignorantly believed in the materialistic view of the origin of this universe was trying to convince his students about this belief of his, and he said to them that this creation has come into existence automatically and it is working in a haphazard way. At the end of the class, he gave a homework to the students. They were asked to draw a map of the world. Now, the next day when the teacher was checking the homework, he saw one paper which appeared to be very strange. There was no map of the world. All there was some haphazard scribbling and all kinds of different colors splashed over that piece of paper. He demanded to know who had done this homework. One cheeky little boy stood up and said, "Well, that's my homework. You call this the map of the world? How could you scribble this and hand it in as homework?" The boy said, "I want to explain what it is all about. Yesterday I sat down to do the homework, to draw the map of the world, and you know what happened? A piece of paper came flying in from the window, settled on the desk, and suddenly a pencil came in and started scribbling on the paper. This pencil was followed by some colored pencils. They also scribbled on the paper. And I thought, this could be the map of the world, and that's what I've handed in to you." The teacher was furious, very angry, and he was going to throw the boy out of the class. The boy said, "Before you punish me or throw me out, I want to ask you a question. What is it you want to ask? Yesterday you were teaching us that this vast universe has come into existence automatically. When such a vast universe can come into existence automatically, why can't this scribbling on the paper? Why don't you believe me now? Obviously, the teacher was embarrassed. He had no answer to give, and he realized the hollowness of his own belief in the materialistic origin of this universe. We have another recent theory, which is called the Big Bang theory. Very popular. According to this theory of creation, there was a big, dense cosmic chunk. This chunk exploded with a big bang and resulted in what you see today, this wonderful creation. Is it possible that explosions can result in creation, in life and onward creation? As far as our experience is concerned, we have lots of experiences today. You may have seen, you may have heard of explosions with a growing number of terrorist activities. What happens when there is an explosion? Only death and destruction, not creation and onward life. How can explosions lead to butterflies and flowers and human beings? It's crazy to even think about it. The scientists who measured the radiation that they thought was produced from the Big Bang found that this Big Bang was not explosive. It was extremely smooth. In fact, the U2 data report of NASA activities, written I think in February 1978, it states that the Big Bang, in fact, was a very serene, highly controlled, and completely uniform process. It was not explosive. In fact, it could be compared to the blossoming of a flower. This is exactly what I'm going to talk about soon. The scientists themselves admit that creation was not explosive according to the Big Bang theory. It was serene, completely uniform, and highly controlled. That obviously is an indication of the fact that the creator of this wonderful universe cannot be anybody but the omnipotent, omniscient, supreme being God. Now, let us come to the question. You're ready to listen to the answer. The first question: how can we accept God as the creator when this universe is a combination of three eternal entities and there is no fourth entity at all? Gya gyau dvavaja vishanisha vaja heka bhogtri bhogyartha yukta anantaschatma vishvarupo hyakarta trayam yada vindate brahmametat. Three eternal entities. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, mantra number 19. Etaj geyam nityamevatma sanstham nata param veditavyam hi kinchit bhokta bhogyam preritarancha matva, sarvam proktam trividham. Three eternal entities. God has not created himself. He is an eternal entity. He has not created us, individual souls. We are also eternal. And he has not created Maya. Maya is also eternal. A combination of these three is what this universe is about. Then what did he create? How has he been called the creator? We have to understand this by understanding what creation means. We do not know what creation is. The Sanskrit word for creation is srishti. This Sanskrit word srishti is derived from the root word srij. And srij means to release. God has not created anything new. He only releases creation. Listen very, very carefully to this point. I will explain to you with a simple example. Suppose a little boy wants to impress his friends by pretending to be a magician. He catches hold of a fly and he tells his friends, "Look, I'm going to create a fly out of nowhere." He waves his hand in the air and opens his fist. Out comes the fly. Did he create the fly? No, he did not. He was already holding a fly in his fist and he just let go. He opened his hand and the fly flew out. This is exactly what God does. He only releases creation. Creation is a crystallization and manifestation of the unmanifest dormant universe which was absorbed in God at the time of dissolution. I'm going very slowly because a lot of people are ignorant about the subject of creation. Now, before I move further, let me explain what dissolution is.